Hi there. You're probably new here, and I want you to know today, 2 years ago, my brother took his life. And I'm able to sit here today and actually talk about that. I, last year, when it was his 1 year death anniversary of him taking his life, I didn't know how I was supposed to feel, or I just knew that I wanted to honor him in some type of way. And the night before his 1 year anniversary, I ended up going to Wegmans and getting all of what I thought was and knew of his favorite things to eat. Kind of like memorizing maybe his last dinner, even though I know that's not what he did. But I just wanted to feel him and I wanted to feel close to him in that kind of way. And after he died, 3 weeks later, I found myself in the position of learning somatic trauma therapy. And what a whirlwind that has been for the past 2 years. And I can honestly say where I was learning that while heavily grieving. And then a year later, still in the thick of it. In fact, I had a podcast, The Pit to Peace Season 1, that I abruptly ended, put it on pause. My last episode was in March of last year because the next few episodes were about suicide and the stigma around it and just talking about it. I could not finish an episode without completely breaking down. And I'm like, okay, you need to put down the mic and you need to basically not start all over, but you just need to take some time and heal yourself because I was learning somatics through amazing education. And then I was also learning and taking my 200-hour yoga certification, sound healing certification. Like I just poured myself. I know this is a trauma response, but a good trauma response, if you will. But I poured myself into learning tools and things that could help other people maybe like my brother or maybe not like my brother. And what I have learned is while that is very much true, there's an a both, and I very much fall into that category. I needed somatic therapy in a way that I never knew. And I have learned over these past 2 years and really, really the past year of how dysregulated I have been my entire life and how that has shown up with my decisions, with my career, with my relationships, with my friendships, with how I parent my son. I mean, it just creeps in. It's an invisible thing, but it is felt deeply and immensely. And it pulls you into directions that you do not feel like yourself. And I am in a position where I am able to speak about those things and I can have a smile on my face because I'm now on the other side of that. And yes, while I still grieve my brother, I am doing amazing and wonderful things in his honor and in his name. Keep Aligning Within, KAW, is my brother's initials. And I am honoring him while also staying true to myself. And that has been, I will say, an internal kind of struggle or battle for me while developing this type of business and helping people is who am I doing this for? Am I doing it because I have what they call survivor's guilt because, I'm here and my brother's not, because I could have been a better sister when he was here and I wasn't? All of that kind of stuff. And I've had to take this past year and really hold the mirror to my face and really get clear on my vision and my why for Keep Aligning Within and the direction that it was going in. Because last year, I felt like I was kind of getting lost with where this was going and what its true intention and purpose is and was. So I put the brakes on and I did not abandon it. I've been working behind the scenes, grinding. I took some time. I ended up working in a private practice locally and seeing clients one on one and really developing the practice that it now exists, and that I'm really able and ready to open that up to anybody and everybody who wants to come on this journey and who wants to learn something and ways and tools that you probably have never experienced before. And just so that you know, I've been in trauma therapy for 5 years prior to this, almost majority of the thick of my 30s. I was in trauma therapy. I did EMDR. I've read countless books. This is only 3 shelves. I have way more and boxes in my garage. I just really wanted to learn and have insight and knowledge. But and this may be true for you, but it's definitely true for me. I did not truly grasp the reality and the depth of how trauma was really controlling my life until I learned somatic therapy. That has been the only thing, the game changer, the corner piece, the missing link, just the everything. It basically took everything that I knew and I understood. I knew my trauma. I know what happened to me. I can circle it back. I can understand this is why I do what I do, or I did this because of this. But that still didn't stop the action. That still didn't stop me from checking in with what I was doing. I knew why I was doing it, but I still couldn't stop myself. That's where somatic therapy came in and completely blew my life apart in the best way possible. And now that I've been practicing this, not only in my own life, but also teaching this to other people, I am seeing the changes that this also provides. And majority of my clients have been in talk therapy for years, are currently still in talk therapy. I have had therapists who are LPCs and psychologists in my chair that are really resonating with somatic trauma therapy because it works and it truly connects the insight and the why with the how. And this piece, the how, is what is not taught. This is what keeps people stuck, is because they don't know how to get out. Yeah, you can have many coping skills, and you can do, and even though I do yoga, I teach yoga, I'm a mindfulness meditation educator. All of those things, breath work, all of those things are wonderful. But that's not going to it helps you, but it's not going to completely regulate you. Because let me tell you this, I will say this. When I really started seeing clients one-on-one this time last year, it was around like spring, summer last year, in the therapy office, I was very forward and heavy forward with breath work and with mindfulness meditation, keeping the client present on, right here, right now. And while that is important and it did work, it only got them so far. It wasn't until I pulled that back and I started testing, I don't want to say data, but I started collecting more research on putting that more on the back burner of someone's sessions and or of their healing journey. And I wanted to put more forefront nervous system regulation, because I was noticing in my sessions with my clients that even though they were calm and they were regulated, while I was maybe doing a sound healing meditation or just a mindfulness meditation, I could see them being very uncomfortable. They were uncomfortable in the still. They were uncomfortable with just being. Because think about it. I mean, I can speak for myself, and I know I can speak for some of my clients because I've witnessed it. I can't speak for you, but maybe this is something that you can resonate with, is that when you are a person who has a lot of unhealed trauma and your nervous system is activated constantly, you're pretty much in chronic survival mode. The last thing you're going to feel comfortable doing is laying down or being still. that feels like your skin is on fire. It's like all these things are coming up to the surface and you were just like, and your mind is racing. It might be making up stories. It's just going. And you're just like, I can't do this anymore. And you get dysregulated from that. So I have found that in the forefront of our sessions and of the work that I do, I really focus heavily on nervous system regulation and tools at the forefront. In the first few weeks, it is very about nervous system regulation. Then we introduce what I like to call more coping, more calming. This is more of the recovery or the return is then the meditation and the breath work. And then you're actually able to, when you go into it regulated, and actually understand what your felt sensations are doing when they are arising during these types of practices, is then you can use them for the benefit, because meditation and breath work and even yoga, those types of movement, those are all amazing tools and they're extremely beneficial. But if you can't appreciate them and sit with it, you are not going to be able to reap the benefits of it. You're going to be blocked. You're going to be resistant. So therefore, I have decided that kind of work, I don't want to say backwards because there's really no rhyme or reason. It's integration is really what it is. And I have learned that I integrate those types of tools more so on the recovery of the nervous system to keep it, to engage calmness, engage more of just keeping it more in a parasympathetic state. When I know the client's capacity is able to sustain. And that's where any type of program that I focus a lot on nervous system regulation in the forefront. So this is my new basically channel, and I'm coming out with season 2 of the Pit to Peace as well. They're going to be very much the same, some stuff a little bit different, but I just wanted to come on and use my brother's death anniversary, if you will, instead of doing something that is, I don't want to say morbid, but like sad. And I know that he would not have wanted me to be that way. I'm doing something that is for life. I'm doing something that breathes healing, that just, I'm wearing my Stay Another Day sweatshirt that I bought off of TikTok, and it has 100 reasons on the back as to why you should stay another day. I just wanted this day to just represent something meaningful, powerful, helpful, insightful, and maybe just for someone to feel that's watching this that you're heard and that you matter and you are seen. And how you feel is what hundreds and hundreds of other people feel as well. And maybe this is your sign if you've seen this at any point in your life, whether where this shows up, that this is your sign to take that next step, and that maybe somatic trauma healing is something that you would maybe gravitate towards, or maybe that is something that you haven't tried yet or you don't really know anything about that you want to learn. I encourage you to do so. So this is a new open window, and I'm basically taking his basically second year of no longer being here, and I'm going harder than ever. And I've worked so hard this past year on myself more so that I could help you more as well. And that needed to happen. And I needed to self-reflect a little bit, take a pause, and just figure out my why. Even though I knew my why, but I needed to figure out why I was actually doing this. What was the reason, the truth? And really get real and really honest with myself, honestly, of what that is. So if you are interested, I have a couple amazing things happening and coming up. I have my cohort, which is called Soma and Soul. It is a 6-month program. It is a live cohort. It is small. It is only within 10 people. So if there's more than 10 that sign up, then there will be multiple cohorts. I give away a full scholarship per cohort. It is called a saved seat. And it is in honor and memory of my brother, Kyle Welty. And a saved seat means that just because you may not be able to financially take this type of journey doesn't mean that it's not meant for you. So my brother, saves a seat for you because he would have wanted that. My brother was a person who always was welcoming and warm and wanted everyone to feel included. And a saved seat is an honor of who he was and who his heart was. And his foundation that I am starting is where big hearts play. And I wanted to offer that in addition to this founding cohort. So, as many of there are 10 cohorts, there will be one scholarship per cohort. So, keep that in mind. If you want to apply, you can click the link in the description. And I have so much more to come. But before I go, I want to end this video with just a nice grounding, just practice. So, if you're sitting, great. If you're not, I encourage you to sit. And I'm just going to do this with my feet on the ground because I find that when you have with somatics and with mindfulness and anxiety, when you practice visualization with these types of things, it becomes extremely more powerful. Visualization is incredible. I highly recommend looking into that more because it is the brain and how your subconscious mind works together with visualization. It's extremely impactful. So we're going to end this with a grounding little technique. This is what I do with my clients. So if you are someone who is experiencing anxiety or you feel very disconnected from yourself, you are going through it, what you're going to do is you're going to sit with your feet on the ground. You're going to engage physical touch. This is going to help you when you feel like you're getting really anxious. You're feeling that rush of anxiety, maybe some heat happening. You just feel that separation is occurring. You're getting ruminating thoughts. You feel like the stories are going. Stop, drop, and root here, okay? So you're just going to sit down. You're going to have your feet just flat on the floor. If you can be barefoot, that's even better. It's not necessary though. Even this, you can do this at work, by the way. If you're at an office and you're stressed out, maybe you need to send a really engaging kind of email or something or a phone call. You're about to pitch something. This is amazing for regulation before anything like that. So again, sit down, feet are on the ground. It's just nice and easy. You're going to engage your hands on your legs, on your shins, on your knees, wherever have you. This is signaling, physical touch is going to signal to your body, I'm not in danger. It's already going to tell you that. So when your nervous system is dysregulating, that means that there is perceived threat or there is a trigger that is going on, there's some type of anxiety that's going on. Just the physical touch alone is going to tell your body, I'm safe. I'm actually not physically in danger. You can also hug your shoulders and squeeze your arms if you want. This is also a major indicator. I'm safe. I am okay. Nothing is happening to me right now. Okay. So what you want to do is just engage some type of physical touch, whatever feels good for you, and try out different things, okay? You can even hold yourself here. You can rock, sway back and forth. You can rock a little bit. And what you're just going to do is you're just going to take a nice deep breath in, hold it for 4, and exhale out of the mouth, not the nose, the mouth. And when you do this, I want you to visualize pushing away your anxiety, pushing away whatever felt sensation. You might feel nauseous. You might feel just agitated or angry or whatever it is that you're feeling in this moment. Push it away out of your breath. And literally, I want you to do that with your hand. Keep your one hand on it and just breathe in, hold, exhale out. Again, breathe in, hold, exhale out. And you're just going to do about 3 to 5 of those types of breath. That is going to bring down your activation. and it's going to signal to your vagus nerve, we are not in danger, and it's going to go into what's called a parasympathetic state, okay? That means that you are calm and you are regulated. You might not be able to get here in 3 to 5 breaths. That's okay. Take as many as you need. But after those few breaths, then I want you to envision when you exhale out and you push that whatever felt sensation is away. I want you to almost think of that. You're pushing it away and you're rooting it down to the ground. Think of your feet as there's roots growing from them and they're going deep into the earth. Okay. So you're breathing in, you're holding, you're exhaling, pushing that away, and you're rooting it down. All right. This is what's called grounding, rooting, just the physical touch and the breath. These are 3 to 4 different somatic tools right now that you are engaging and working in real time during dysregulation that will help you. This is, like I said, this is like a stop, drop, and root type of thing, and this helps immensely. So we're going to do it one more time. We're going to inhale in, hold, exhale, push that down, and then envision literally you growing roots. That breath is giving life to the roots that are underneath of your feet and grounding you further and further. That visualization and the grounding of the roots pulling you, that's what's going to help you feel connected to self. Because a lot of times, most of the time, when we do feel dysregulated, we separate from self. We feel disconnected. That's where we feel out of control. We feel lost. Sometimes we don't even remember. This is a part of the framework that I have come up with called the return method. And so what we're doing right now is this is what is part of the return. We're returning back to self. We're coming back together with from dysregulation to regulation, integrating those somatic tools so that we can return to a regulated state to then respond to whatever threat, whatever trigger. We are no longer reacting. We're now responding from control, from calm, from a place of logic, not trauma, not erratic, not disconnected. So this is just a very simple little sample or example of what we do here at Keep Aligning within the Soma and Soul cohort that is enrolling right now. We start May 20th. The enrollment ends May 13th. So again, I'm giving away at least one scholarship, if not more, the more people that join. There is a founding price right now. This is only for this specific cohort. After this cohort launches, then the founding rate is no longer available and it will be full price. So if you have any questions or anything, click the link below. And if you would like some more information or even more practices and tools, I offer everyone a free 7-day nervous system reset. Again, you can click the link at the bottom, and that is available for you to start whenever. They are amazing tools. It is about creating habits that are body felt, which is called what we call here at Keep Aligning with embodied-led living. And it just helps you just to kind of get a little bit of a taste and a sampling of what somatic therapy can do for you. So if you are new here, and if you have never experienced somatic tools, definitely you're going to want to grab that 7-day free reset and just get started and see how you feel after those 7 days. And if you want more, then you can absolutely enroll into Soma and Soul. And that is an incredible journey. And where you start and where you end, all I can say is it is one heck of a transformation. So if you feel called for that, get on this, get on the founding cohort and lock in that rate and take control of your life. And you are allowed to do that. You are allowed to choose differently. And if I'm sitting here and I'm on this video and I have been in your shoes, and I honestly, sometimes I still slip on that pair. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes those trauma shoes get on and I'm just like, whoa, this is a ride, because I don't live my life like that anymore. I've learned to live it differently. And that is through Soma and Soul, and basically everything that cohort and that program offers you to get you to body-led living. But first, you need to learn the return method. Once you learn the return method and you practice that and it starts really getting habitual in your life, then you move on to body-led living. And that is just where your life radically changes. And you can sit here and, not to say that, like, I'm not numbed out. I have emotions. I feel things. I just respond to them versus reacting anymore. And I wish that I had these tools for my brother. And as I celebrate his life today, I wish that I would have learned this years ago for him. And I know that I would have been able to help him. But I know that he's using me to help other people. And I truly believe this is my calling in life. And I'm happy and honored to be here. And I hope I get to meet you. And if I don't, please don't ever be a stranger. You can email me or DM me, whatever you'd like. And if you want to talk, I offer free 30-minute consultations as well. I'm just here to support you. I am no different than you. We are two humans just on different journeys of life. And I'm just right here on the other side. And maybe you're almost halfway there. Maybe you need a little push, or maybe you're just completely lost. Either way, I have been here. I can't be here without being here. And that's what I always tell my clients. They're like, oh my God, how did you learn all this? How did you get to be like where you are right now? And I always tell them, I was on the mat with you. I was on the mat. I'm no different than you. I am no better than you. I just am disciplined and I practice, and I've changed my life in order to be able to live what I preach. I am not a fraud, and I am here as an example of someone who has been through it and been through a lot of consistent lessons in life. Some were self-inflicted. I'm not going to lie. Trauma chooses a lot of those things for you. And I chose them from trauma, but because I also didn't know any different. But I'm also, a lot of them just, that's life. That's what I attracted for myself. I'm no longer in that seat. I'm in a different chair now. And I want you to be in a different chair too, because you deserve to feel peace. You deserve to feel that calm, because you are worth it and you deserve it. You do not deserve a life of chaos and of turmoil and of pain. No one deserves that. So click the link below and get started, and I'll meet you on the other side. Thank you so much for listening. It was an honor and a pleasure to be presenting this today on my brother's 2-year anniversary being Heavenside, and I'm here supporting him Earthside. So thank you. Have a great day, and thank you for being with me today.